I'm trading one ticker, one system, S&P 500 futures every single day for a full year. And I'm going to journal the process, improve my execution, and find out my flaws. So today is day 48, and I had a pretty good day. On the main account, I made about $355, 92% success rate. So we're nailing it today. Only had one loss here. And then across all my accounts, I made about $3,942. Trading all the other accounts, copy trading the initial account. So these are the replications of it. And then these are the levels that we have for yesterday. Uh, and at the end of the video, we'll go over levels for tomorrow as well. So for yesterday, I deemed 67.85 and 67.65 as pretty important levels. I'll show you why they worked out perfectly here today. So I was expecting for us to pull back to this level and have a bounce, and we did. So we ended up pulling back here and a little bit bounce here. So 85 to 91, easily 6 point play here. That's what we're looking for. So you can make that easy money. And then we broke down here, and then we're using that level as resistance. So we back test that level. So ideally what you want to do is short those levels, and that would have worked out. And then the bottom level are also a level as well. And we did come to it. We broke it for a little bit, but eventually we bounced, we held back, and we pushed up from here. So if you could buy the dip at those levels, you would make money. There was about 4 plays that you could have made there. So pretty good there. And then as far as signals for today, we had about 3 signals. 9:42, we had our first bearish market structure flip signal, which tells us to short every single move back up since we're in bearish market structure, right? So we had this move back down, push back up to the MOB area. You want to short that because we're in bearish market structure. And then we went down further. And then we pushed back up to this is a trend line that I drew from yesterday. That trend line worked out pretty well. So now we're using that as resistance. So I'm going to short that. Went down more. And then 1050, we had our first triple buy signal. Triple buy signal a little bit dangerous. They're a little bit special. They indicate that all the indexes are pushing back up. So we did end up getting that push from 6778 to 6788 almost. So 10 point push. So you can also short here because we're still in bearish market structure. Now, sometimes this could also set up for a V-shaped recovery too. Sometimes that triple buy signal can set that up. But in today's case, it didn't. It was too bearish. So you can short that here. Came back down a little bit. And then by 11:40, we had a DD Sell Signal, which happened around here. This signal is telling us to short every resistance that we see. So for me, I was shorting like this resistance here, and I was shorting this resistance here. And actually, we ended up coming back down, and we flushed back down further. So that was pretty much it for all the signals I play. I thought we were actually gonna break down a little bit more over here, but it didn't. It held this area pretty good. This is building a pretty good support base here, so that's been holding. Maybe we'll see it tomorrow, but probably not today. It's been doing pretty good there. That's how I made all the money. So let's take a look at where we think the levels can move for tomorrow. So for tomorrow, this level is actually the same. I think the same level will apply. We're in no man's zone right now. So I think if we come back here overnight, we'll probably reject that area. If we come back down overnight, we'll look for this area of support. Let's see where we think the market can go in the next few days, actually. So we're looking at S&P 500, which is just another variations of SPY and SPX. This is the future version that's trade 23 hours in a day. So we have all the moving averages are here. They started diverting to the downside, and which means we're somewhat bearish when they start diverting to the downside. So in order for us to get bullish, we need to get over this zone here. So if we can't get over this zone here, we will continue diverging to the downside. So I think tonight will be pretty interesting to see how things play out. If we don't get any big bounce tonight, we will continue. All these moving average on the longer time frame will start diverting. And when we start diverting to the downside and start breaking down, we will see something like this. We'll see a bigger flush that comes into the next few days. So this was on, this happened like September 24th. I think we could possibly see this again. And the reason behind that is because on the 390 time frame, we're pretty toppy. We're seeing reversal. Daily time frame, we're starting to see a bunch of dojis, which is showing us weakness. Weekly, still pretty strong, but RSI is super toppy and could come down. So that's it. That's analysis, I think, for the market this week. If you guys made money today, congratulations. Hope you guys continue to make money this week. And thank you for watching. Have a great night. Take care.